Welcome to ResNexus. In this video, we're going to go over how to add VRBO to Direct Connect. Once you've signed into your back office and gone into settings, you will then navigate to Direct Connect and select Add Channel and click VRBO. Once you're in here, you'll click Connect ResNexus to VRBO, and you'll see that once you've done that, a menu appears on the right-hand side. On the settings page, you can enter a custom channel name. You will want to set up confirmation emails. You will want to turn those on, and we do typically recommend hiding the reservation totals in the confirmation email and hiding payments in the confirmation email. The channel compensation is a section you'll want to come back to later once you have worked out with VRBO what rate you're going to pay them. You'll want to make sure that you update this so that all of your reports can be accurate. You also can adjust your rates. You can increase or decrease them by a certain dollar amount or a percent. You're going to set up auto collect at booking, and if you do not schedule it to collect 100% at the time of booking, you will also need to make sure that you have scheduled deposits set up to collect the remainder of the balance due prior to the stay date. The next place we're going to go is listings, and for this listing, we are just going to name it VRBO sample and click add listing. Our example is going to be a cabin, so we're going to change the property type to a cabin, and we only have one bookable unit. Next, you'll enter the address for your property, the square footage if you know it, the amount of dining, seating, and lounge seating. If you have a legal registration number, you will also include that there, and make sure you press save at the bottom so you don't lose any of your changes. For the add content page, you will again enter your property name. You'll enter headline, which is actually what is going to be displayed at the top of the page. You will need to enter a minimum of 400 characters in your description. You can expand the description by just pulling on the corner of the box. Your accommodation summary will display as bolded text directly above your description. You could include information in here such as great location or details about the area. Everything from the accommodation summary down are all optional fields. As always, make sure you press Save Changes before moving on to the next tab, or you will lose all of your progress. Our next section will be the Policies section. For this example, we're going to say the check-in time is 4 p.m. and the checkout time is 10 a.m. Make sure you put a quantity in the max guests and in the max adults field. Make sure you update this with the appropriate renter's age, and if you have any notes that you need to add to guests or adults or the renter's minimum age, add those there. You'll enter the cancellation policy and just click on them, and it will give you a summary down here of what that cancellation policy is. Adjust the guest settings appropriately. If children are allowed, that's turned on, and if pets are allowed, that is also turned on. Next, we're going to work on the features section. You've got to make sure that you get area features, property features, and safety features selected. When you're in here, make sure that you're selecting attractions and leisure activities and location features. You'll see once you hit save, all of these move over into this menu. If you want to enter a note, select the little icon on the right, type in your note, and click save. You're going to do the same thing again for property features, and make sure that if the property you're setting up has a kitchen, that you do select the kitchen box in addition to the actual individual kitchen features that it has, such as a microwave, an oven, a refrigerator, and a stove. And you will have to add at least one safety feature. You do not have to add any nearest places, but you can if there's anything relevant. And next you go to the agreements section. If you have a unique agreement that varies from the VRBO agreement, that can be uploaded on this page, but it is not a requirement. Once you've added any agreements that you want to put in here, you can move on to the Images tab. We're going to click Add Images. The size requirement for these images is going to be 1024 by 683. Once you've selected the images that you need, they will upload, and you will be able to select them and click Save to add them to your list. You can reorder and rename your images as desired. VRBO recommends having an exterior image of your property be first, and then the main living area second, and the rest of the pictures just in order that they would be in if you were walking through your property. And select Save Changes before moving on. Next, you'll enter your payment forms. You'll enter the information for your current credit card processor and check the boxes for the types of cards that you accept. The next step is to configure the bedrooms. You can add an overall description if you'd like, and you will select the blue Add New button to create a new room. You have the option to name that room and decide if it is a bedroom or alternate sleeping area, and you will select the type of beds and number of those types of beds in each room, and you will click Save. You will do this for each individual room that you need to add for your property. Should you need to make an edit to an existing room, you will click on the Name button, and that will pop up the option for you to be able to make changes to the existing room. Once you've made your changes, you'll just click Save. Next, we're going to work on bathrooms. Again, you can add an overall description, and you can name the individual bathrooms and list whether it's a full bath, half bath, or shower only. Once you've made that selection, you will check the boxes for the amenities that are in that bathroom, and again, enter the count of those amenities in that bathroom. You'll set one of these up for each of the bathrooms in your property. From here, you can navigate back to listings, and you will see that it shows that your content is verified because you have checked all the boxes to create that listing. The next step is going to be to handle the mapping, and the first step of that is going to be to go to your grouping section and create a new group for the unit that you've created. You typically will want to name this whatever your unit name is in your back office. You'll see that that group now exists, and we can move on to mapping. Once you're here, you'll see that your group that you just created shows up on the left, and you will match that to your listing on the right, and make sure that Enabled is turned on and Save Changes. You have the option at this point to include any minimum night overrides that you would like to have. You set this up the same way you would your typical minimum nights in ResNexus. And you can set your blackout dates for your OTAs. These are days that your listings would not be available on your OTA, but would be available still on your booking engine with ResNexus. Once you've completed this, you will want to reach out to your red carpet concierge so they can complete the setup on our end. After this has taken place, you can expect to hear from VRBO within the coming days because there will be certain settings that they will need to walk you through in your VRBO account to have it properly set up for the connection. And that is how you set up your VRBO connection in Direct Connect in ResNexus. Thank you for learning more about ResNexus.